Alright, what's up, Shellheads? We're asking the question, which turtle is the best? Shellheads, before we get into it, just something that I wanted to address. This video and the videos to come are going to look a little bit different. Things have been quiet because the back half of this year, pretty much since August, has been absolutely insane, including me breaking my leg. And so right now I am not going to be on camera until I am able to be back in studio, but I wanted to drop something a little more cut down for you all, something fun to hold you over until more of our larger projects come out over the coming weeks and months. And trust me, there is a lot coming soon for you all. But we are asking the question, which turtle is the best? Now, this is my list. This is not speak for everybody. What I want you to do is chime in below. Let me know your list on who the best turtle is. And the truth is, they're all turtles, so all of them are great characters. I will say the first character that I can tell you is absolutely not the best is Venus de Milo. I know she got a new coat of paint in the comics, but have no fear, this is not me coming out of nowhere with an insane take that Venus de Milo is the best turtle. But we are starting off the conversation with Raphael. Sometimes you need a hammer. Sometimes you need somebody to charge in like a tank. He is a picture into what it means to grow into maturity. He acts as a great foil for Leo, and I think one of the true facts about Raph is he works best when he's working off of somebody else rather than as a standalone independent character. So you either have him juxtaposed with Casey Jones. Those two, there's a reason why they're so closely tied in the comics, and as a result have been closely tied in different TV adaptations. Likewise, he makes this beautiful foil for Leo. It's actually addressed early on in the comics that Leo is that Raph thought that he was going to be the leader because he's the strongest. But there's this dividing line between the two turtles, and that's leadership and strength. Raph is stronger, but Leo has the leadership skills needed to act as that compass. Speaking of Leo, he's up next. Now, the wise sage of the group. He's got the leadership qualities. He's got this air of mysticism behind him, a la Splinter. And he's this sage warrior that takes the most seriously the ways of the warrior and the ways of the ninja, and acts as the one who will lead his brothers into battle, acting as this compass for the group. And he's a great character to focus on when you need a story about leadership development or a natural entryway into having that conversation about the mystical side, or if you need a character to be almost like an ambassador to an alien race or to an extra dimensional race in that way. There are a lot of strong qualities to Leo, but I don't know as though he is dynamic enough to be considered the best. I will say he's had some great work with exploring him going through trauma in volume 1 of Mirage and in the different iterations of the Turtles. I just watched '07, and he is exampled as this character who's tortured a bit for some things that happened. And we see in '03 when he is sent off to on his own to learn from the Ancient One. And so he can carry stories by himself, but generally he's a catalyst for showing the importance of the entire team together. Speaking of the entire team, we've got Donnie. Donnie is the brains of the bunch. And with that comes in many ways the strategic one, or the thoughtfulness of the group. He is an example of what it means to think through a situation while developing whatever technological wonder that they need to get them out of whatever situation that they're in. There have been a lot of stories where it's meant to illustrate the significance that Donnie plays on the team. The one forcing people to think before acting, forcing the team to consider the entire picture before just impulsively going in. I, again, am brought to '03, where we see a whole arc where the Turtles are sent to different time periods and different dimensions. And the one that Donnie gets sent to is a version of the future from where they were all transported away from. And it shows what happens when Donnie is not present to be a part of the team, and the team falls apart. And so I think because he plays that tech side, he oftentimes gets underratedly mistaken as just a background guy and a cog in the machine. But I really believe there's a strong argument, and I wouldn't blame anybody who said, I think Donnie is the best. Honestly, I think, other than Raph, just being honest, I think there's an argument to be made for any of the other three Turtles to be considered the best. Now, all of that being said, leaves, drumroll please, our last and, in my opinion, greatest Turtle, and that is Mikey. He's the beating heart of the team, with this undercurrent of potential that we see realized a couple of different ways in a couple of different stories. It's always said that he doesn't take himself seriously because the other team members take themselves so seriously that he kind of doesn't need to. And that was always part of what held him back and why he didn't realize his full potential. But there were a couple of stories where he is forced into realizing his full potential, all the while embracing the softer side of life. He likes to have fun. He likes to enjoy himself. And I think it's that humanity coupled with the raw power and potential of the turtle that makes him the best. He wins an interdimensional tournament and then is forced to defend his title, and shows that as he takes himself seriously, he realizes that he is capable of all of these things, and he has the potential to do all of these different things that set him as this exemplary figure of what is possible. On top of that, you have the last Ronin. This dude is forced into Darkest Timeline and to fully embrace what it means to be hard edged and to take all of this training seriously. And he becomes this one man wrecking crew, but also starts to embody the teachings of Splinter and starts to embody the teachings of ninjutsu. Now, the thing about The Last Ronin is it's basically a spiritual sequel to the Mirage run. And so a lot of the flavor of the significance of the ninjutsu training and the vibe behind it and the direction behind it are all reflective of that original Mirage run. But whether it's the fun-loving, super jokey 8703 flavor of Turtle, or if it's more of that later 03 or into the darker versions like Last Ronin, he's something for everybody. He is the embodiment of something for everybody. And I think because he is so dynamic, that is what makes him the absolute best. So again, chime in below. Let me know who you believe the best Turtle is. I love conversations like this. Do all the things like share and subscribe. We have a lot of great content coming. We're going to be hitting the Mirage run, going back and covering some of the foundational stories of the Turtles verse, a retrospective on TMNT 03, a look at the new game that just dropped, and a whole lot more. Until next time, Cowabunga Shellheads.